So we know that Korean skincare has been all the rage. So today I am going to be reviewing the AESTURA Atobarrier 365 cream. I'm gonna let you guys know my honest thoughts and how it has been for my eczema-prone skin. Are you one of the few? This is the channel for you. My name is Victoria and I make eczema-related skincare content along with carnivore content because I am a newly converted carnivore. I am doing the carnivore diet to heal my eczema, my gut, my skin, my everything. And so I'm about 9 weeks into the journey. However, in the meantime, it is winter here in Toronto and my skin has been super dry. I've been going through one flare up after another and it just kind of ebbs and flows, and I don't know if it's Dupixent withdrawal, I don't know if it's the weather, I don't know if it's just my eczema, I don't know if it's the process of going through, I don't know what it is, but I know that I needed a stronger cream than what I was using. So I took a little walk into one of those cute Korean drugstore looking stores, and I was immediately overwhelmed because everything is in Korean. Like, you feel like you walk into Korea when you go into Korean, one of those, places. Hold on and let me reposition. All right, repositioned. I was trying not to go for the plain background. Usually I have a tree here, but that tree has now moved and I wasn't gonna move it back. And then I was like, oh, let me have the Christmas tree in the background, but then the lighting didn't work and oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the review. So I walked in and I was completely overwhelmed by like the store, and I just asked, do you guys have anything for people that have eczema prone skin? And they didn't necessarily have an eczema line, which is shame on them. For all the innovation that I've heard about Korean skincare, I'm surprised they don't have like an eczema line. However, I digress. She did suggest the AESTURA Atobarrier 365 cream. And so I think it was about $49. A bit pricey for a 2.7 fluid ounce. But this is supposed to be very good for dry, sensitive skin. It has encapsulated ceramides, so like high density ceramide capsules. It has like a triple lipid ceramide complex. It's very interesting because you can see, actually, you see how it's bumpy? Maybe it's just me. Okay, well, anyway, it has three lipid complex. So there's ceramides, fatty acids, and cholesterol, which I thought was really hilarious. If you're a carnivore, you know we love cholesterol, which mimics the skin's barrier and structure. They say it's non-comedogenic, minimal fragrance. I would say that there's no fragrance at all, but it does have a scent. It smells like glue-ish medicine to me. And it is accepted by the National Eczema Association. So the texture, I would say, is like a rich, creamy, it melts into the skin, and it definitely leaves a dewy finish. Like, I have it on right now and I do like the finish. Okay, so here are my thoughts. So the very first moment I put it on, it felt like, when you've been like, you're parched, like you're just dying for water. Maybe you were working out, or, and you just couldn't get to water in time. But when you finally have that first few sips of water, and it's not even sips, come on, chugs of water, and you just feel like the water is just like penetrating every part of your esophagus. That's what that felt like. When I put this on, it felt like my skin got a drink of water that it much needed and deserved. And I loved that it gave me an instant glow. My hands also were struggling a lot with dryness. Like, I was applying creams a million times a day, and this actually moisturized my hands. And because I was starting to get a lot of slits and things again, it sealed up those slits, and it started to have the skin dry out and like flake off, which usually only happens with something called steroid cream. Otherwise, I don't find that I'm ever able to find a moisturizer that penetrates enough to have the dead skin slough away completely and just leave regular skin underneath. And I can tell that it's actually doing this. I read somewhere someone said within 3 days this restored their skin barrier, and I believe it. I believe it. My skin has really been going through it as of late. My eyes just that's a whole other story. It's a different update for a different day, but I would say that it was really helpful. So I woke up the first morning and it seems wonderful, 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 wonderful to me. I was very grateful. And then on the second day, towards the end of the day, I reapplied it. So I didn't experience any stinging or anything like that, because a lot of times your skin, when you put on a cream, especially if you have eczema, it stings. And I didn't experience any stinging the very first time I put it on out of the shower. However, the next day I put it on just like randomly throughout the day, and I did experience a sting. Now, that could also have been because I had been scratching my skin, my face throughout the day. I don't know, but the sting did come. So that was a bit concerning. And then by the end of the second day, I did notice I was starting to get a few little mini bumps on my forehead. Now, my forehead, my skin tends to be pretty normal. So I was thinking that maybe this is just a little bit too strong for my entire face. So I should just use it perhaps in the areas that are of concern, as opposed to as my whole face for treatment. So I did that. I put it under my eyes. I put it on the spots that kind of I feel like needed it, but it got in my eyes, which caused my eyes to blow up. I will insert the videos. And I was like, if it's not one thing, it's another. My eyes did not, like, this product does not feel good if it gets in your eyes. So I had to sort of rinse all that out, and I decided that I would really spot treatment, but not around my eyes with it. And I would continue to use it as a hand cream. And this is a pretty expensive hand cream because it's like 40-50 bucks. However, I feel like my hands really do go through it. So it's worth it. A little does go a long way. And I think it pairs really well with something else. So if you've been watching me for any period of time, you know I am like the lover of aloe vera gel, and I just think that it pairs very well with aloe vera gel, or it pairs well with Cetaphil. So let's say you want to make it stretch. I would just use like a little bit, and then I would mix it with my Cetaphil and my aloe vera gel, and then use it like that, because it does seem to be extremely rich, almost like a little too rich. So I had also like rubbed it down into my neck, and I noticed last night I had like a little bit of hivey bumps, like pimply bumps coming up on my neck, because this part of my neck doesn't really have eczema like that. So I could tell it was just too rich. So if you don't have, this is basically if you have really dry, irritated, rough skin. Like, this is not just like your average skin product, I would say, but it doesn't feel greasy at all. I don't like greasy products, so I was very grateful. It just went on really nicely. It absorbs and it leaves you looking dewy. It gives me pretty good mobility of my face, because when my face gets really dry, I feel like I'm like Botox, like I can't move my face. But it gives me really good mobility with my hands, with my face. So I do like the product. I definitely, in terms of try it or fry it, I would say try it. They have a small bottle, but a smaller package, but I don't think it's worth it. Just spend the money for this. Even if you don't want to use it on your face, I think it works well for other spots for eczema, and I would use it as like a spot treatment, not as a lotion. Apparently they do have a lotion. I would like to use it. I would like to try it, actually. So in terms of what's in it, when I went to go look at it, everything was in Korean, so I had to go pull out my trusty phone and translate. But it has water, butylene glycol, glycerin, cetyl ethanoate, squalene, dimethicone, stearic acid. There's a lot of things, actually. Niacinamide, ceramide, carbomer, it's actually a long list. Oleic acid, tocopherol, oh, that's vitamin E. Yeah, ChatGPT is your friend, guys. If you want to know what's in and what all these different things do, you can actually ask that in ChatGPT, and that would be really helpful for you. I know for myself, the things I have to stay away from tend to be mineral oils, and for sure shea butter, and certain seed oils I'm not a fan of. So anyway, I do like the triple ceramide, cholesterol, and fatty acid, trifecta. They say that it mimics the natural lipids in skin barrier and helps repair barrier function, which is crucial for eczema. The glycerin and the butylene glycol and madinol, these are humectants, so they draw the moisture to the skin, helping with hydration. Squalene, dimethicone, and the emollients, they will lock in the moisture. Gosh, which we need. It has niacinamide. While it's not the primary focus in terms of in the ingredient profile, niacinamide is very good for supporting the barrier, and it's good for redness and irritation. And then they have allantoin, which is a soothing a soothing ingredient to calm irritation. Then they've got phytofigosine, sphingolipids, yeah. That's a skin identical lipids that further support imperfect compromised barrier. Phytofingosine, sphingolipids. It's very interesting. And then, of course, vitamin E, we know, is an antioxidant that supports to protect skin from, stress in the environment. So all in all, I would give this cream about a 4.5 out of 5. I think that it's excellent. I think the price point is not the best for what you get. Like, this is like Cetaphil. You get so much more, and I wouldn't say that it does the same thing, of course, but Cetaphil is very good, just like basic, barrier cream. And to me, if you put these together, magic happens. So that is my thing. That's my first experience with Korean skincare. They have a mist, a cream mist. I think that is the next thing I will purchase from the brand, and I will definitely let you guys know my thoughts on that. And until next time, stay moisturized, people, because Christmas and winter is here.